Okay, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be going over factorial. It's a very basic variation for very basic people. Sometimes you can combine them with some very evil variations to create some very evil goals, but generally we're pretty chill. Everyone likes to call it factorial. Basically, what factorial means is, if you haven't taken a math class, they haven't taught it to me in my math class, but factorial is an exclamation point. And basically, when you factorial a number, like let's say 5 factorial, stick it to the right of the 5, basically that equals that number times all of it, the things minus 1 before it. So like 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. But 1 doesn't really mean anything, so it doesn't really matter. Basically, 5 factorial equals 120. It gets very big very fast. 6 factorial equals 720, and then 7 factorial equals 5040, and that's like really big. Generally you don't go over 7 factorial unless you have some other thing to make it, to reduce it. Basically what factorial is, you have 2 factorials that are just like sitting in your pocket, and basically you could use them in the goal. So like let's say the goal is 3, and let's say you have a 3 plus sign and a 3 and required on your map, and you're like, whoa, I want a challenge now, but doesn't equal 3. Well, I could say challenge now because I have factorial called, and I can say 3 plus 3 equals 3 factorial because I can stick factorial in the goal, and 3 plus 3 does equal 6. So that's going to be really nice. I think that everybody likes to do constantly is they use this awful factorial division thing, and it's very cliche. I've been doing it since elementary division. 7 factorial, they'll set the goal as 7, as 8 divided by 7, or any variation of like n minus 1. Constantly. It's everywhere, it's horrible. Basically, this just equals 8 if you factorial both of them. Because 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 over basically this just cancels out, and you're left with 8 left over, and it equals that. Now this is really boring. Everyone knows it. So we're gonna actually like use factorial to do things that are actually cool. Another fun thing that some people know but not everybody. Try to find tricks where you use numbers that the first number is not just 1 greater than the second number, and you divide them. That's where it gets fun. So let's say you have 10 factorial. You have some set the goal as 10 divided by 7. Like, well, what factorial that? I don't know. Because that's like, it's not 1 minus. That's impossible. It's not. Basically, 10 factorial divided by 7. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, over 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. These cancel out, and you're left with 10 times 9 times 8, and you're like, well, that's still big. But if we multiply these together, we still get 720, and if MOPS is called, then we can still use both factorials. This, if we can use an extra factorial, this equals 6 factorial. That's really nice. Another thing, 10 factorial divided by 7. I don't know the full proof of this, but 10 factorial divided by 7 does equal 6 factorial to the power of 2. So that's nice. Another key thing that you need to know with factorials is that factorials take precedence over other operations. So if I say 8 factorial plus 3, they can't interpret this as 8 plus 3 factorial. It's going to be, this always goes first. Factorials always go first. They also do not count towards your solution. So if the goal is 6, you couldn't just do 3 factorial. That is not a 2-cube solution. That's wrong. Also, an important thing to know is that you can factorial parentheses. So let's say I have 1 plus 2 factorial. That equals 6. That's really nice. You can also double factorial numbers. That'll equal 720. Another thing to know, I also don't know the proof of this, but 0 factorial equals 1. Which is really weird, but very helpful for, let's say you have a lot of zeros, and you want to multiply by 0, but you want to get rid of the 0, but you can't because it would involve like changing your whole solution. So you can just do 0 factorial, and you can just divide by 0, multiply by 0, just have it as 0 factorial. It's very helpful when you're using padding, and you've got a whole lot of mumbo jumbo in your parentheses times 0, and let's say you need a 1, you just parentheses that, and then you factorial, and now you have an extra 1. Cool goal. My favorite goal, I love this one, it always wins. You're probably going to use it, is going to be 7 divided by 8 minus 5 square root. And if you want to the parentheses, you'll put them here. Don't do that in gold because that makes it easier for them. Basically, this is a trick one because 7 is 1 less than 8, so it doesn't work if you factorial them both. It only works if you know elite niche. 7 factorial divided by 8 is equal to 630. 630 minus 5 is 625, and then the square root of that is just 25. So factorial. Oh, another thing that you need to know is that if, this is very important, if k is called, there is no factorial in the goal. Cannot use factorial in the goal if k is called. You can use your solution, but you cannot. It will generally trip a lot of people up. You cannot use factorial in the goal if k is called. Please don't do that. You will get be incorrect if you do that.
You will be slime.
You will be slime. That's right.